Kia ora. As we head through the rest of Wednesday afternoon, we'll lose the influence of that high pressure, and in its place we'll start to find things turn wetter and windier as we head through towards Anzac Day. You can see even as we head towards the end of the day on Wednesday, we'll start to find those winds increasing across that far southern corner of the South Island, and we'll start to find that wet weather piling on towards those more western facing coasts as well. As we head in towards the early morning for Anzac Day, we'll start to find that wet weather feeding in towards places like Fiordland and also up in towards the ranges of Western. There are some severe weather watches and warnings through there. And ahead of this feature, we'll also find it's a rather windy story through Fiordland, Southland, Otago, and especially up through the Canterbury High Country as we head through Thursday as well. So unsurprisingly, there are some severe weather watches and warnings. The heaviest rainfall up about the ranges of Westland as we head through the daytime on Thursday, and the strongest winds about the higher parts of Canterbury through the Canterbury High Country again as we head through the daytime on Thursday, with those winds perhaps reaching severe gale or even gusting to around about 120 kilometres an hour in the most exposed areas. Head along to the Met Service website for the latest on timings and issues on those severe weather watches and warnings. You can always find the latest information at metservice.com. As we head in towards Anzac Day, though, many people will be up first thing for the dawn services, and it could be a fairly chilly start down in those more inland parts of Canterbury. Temperatures down to about 5 degrees Celsius. Up on the North Island, we're looking at temperatures around about 14 in Wellington and 10 or so as we start the day up in Auckland. As we head through Thursday, though, we are going to find this wet weather continues to move northwards. We've got those watches for heavy rainfall and warnings on that western coast, but you can see by the end of the day, that band of wet weather moves up towards the North Island. We have another area of wet weather feeding in towards places like Taranaki. So a wet-looking story for you, and with some heavy rainfall perhaps about the tops of the Monga there. So we are going to find a bit of an unsettled story on that western side. Up in the far north, a bit more cloud from time to time for Northland and Auckland, but generally a dry-looking day. Some stronger winds to watch out for through Wellington, and although I think we are going to find some blustery weather on the eastern side of the South Island, generally for places like Christchurch, it should stay dry through most of Anzac Day. But you can see the return of these white colourings about the tops of the higher ground of Fiordland and the far south. Could well be some cold air back with us as we head towards the end of the day on Thursday and overnight in towards Friday. Let's take a look at the North Island. Well, there's more cloud around those western-facing parts of the North Island. Generally, places like Northland and Auckland, I think we'll find there's plenty of dry weather, but from cloud from time to time. As we head through the afternoon, we'll find the cloud thickens up across the south through here. We start to find some of that rainfall feeding in towards parts of, say, Taranaki and up in towards the central parts of the North Island. Generally drier out towards this eastern side, out through Hawke's Bay and up in towards Tairāwhiti. And I think for Wellington, generally going to find the cloud increasing through the daytime, but do watch out for some pretty strong winds for us in the capital. Rather a blustery start, so I think we could find gusts perhaps around about 90 kilometres an hour. So a rather windy affair for the capital for your Anzac Day. In terms of our temperatures, highs in Wellington at 17 degrees Celsius, 19 in Hamilton, and up to around about 21 in Auckland. Our nighttime temperatures not too bad yet, but as we head through Thursday night into Friday, we'll start to find those temperatures dropping down. Some cooler nights coming up as we head in towards the weekend. Heading across Cook Strait, which is a fairly windy affair, we are going to find that there's drier weather on this eastern side. We've got those warnings for heavy rainfall through the ranges of Westland, and you can see that rain creeps northwards in towards the Grey District and up towards Buller as we head through the daytime. To the south, we'll still find some showers lasting through the day, and with that cold air returning from the south, that will turn to snow for about the very higher parts of the southern Alps, so above about 900 metres, but that will lower as we head on towards Friday. So keep an eye on places like the Milford Road, the Crown Range Road, which may all find some snowfall warnings issued over the next few days. It could well be a cooler feel as we go through the night time there. Generally though, drier on this eastern side, but do watch out for those winds through the Canterbury High Country. As we head through the daytime, the best temperatures further north, highs in Christchurch 22 degrees Celsius and 20 up in Kaikoura. It'll be the nighttime that sees a real change. You can see our nighttime temperatures in places like Queenstown back to 2 degrees Celsius, and even in places like Christchurch 7 or so. And I think for Friday night we'll find those are cooler still. Taking a look at Friday though, we will start to find those systems moving further north. You can see that area of low pressure up towards the north. That stays away from our shores and runs down towards the south and the east. And for most of New Zealand, we'll find ourselves being put into a southwesterly feed of air. So we'll have that cold air But you can see as we head through the daytime on Friday, most of us should find this cloud breaks up, any rain clears away during the morning, and some clearer skies as we head on in towards the nighttime. With that cold air over us and those clearer skies, it will be a cold night. So Friday night into towards Saturday, well worth taking those extra layers if you're out in the evening there. A quick look in towards Saturday and Sunday. High pressure builds back across New Zealand. For many of us, it's a dry looking end to the summer holidays. A bit more cloud from time to time through Fjordland, but for most of us, it's a dry story. Clear skies again, so watch out for those cold nights, but some decent spells of afternoon sunshine for both Saturday and the Sunday. That's it from me. This is Ron, metservice.com.